Welcome back. This is more explanations about the trigonomic ratios called sine, cosine, and tangent that we've been studying. So again, remember sine, cosine, tangent, they're ratios, and they all refer to a reference angle. So from the previous video, I summarized it on keys to determine what trig ratios to use. So here are some good steps. Identify you have a right triangle. Recognize where the hypotenuse is. Know your reference angle. Know the opposite side to the reference angle. Knowing the adjacent side to the reference angle. And always make sure your calculator is in degree mode. By degree mode, here's a calculator. You hit mode. And you want to make sure that degree is in black. Therefore it is, therefore we're all set. So in this case you need a calculator. So let's try and solve a missing side using our ratios. So finding the value of x, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So here are our steps. We're going to do it step by step. Step 1, label our hypotenuse, which is 20. Find your reference angle. The reference angle is the angle that is given to us. That is not 90 degrees. So here is our reference angle, 35 degrees. RF, reference angle, is 35 degrees. Relate the variable to the reference angle. Our variable is x, and its opposite. Relate the given side to the reference angle. Our given side is 20. How it relates to 35, our reference angle, is the hypotenuse, because hypotenuse cannot be adjacent or opposite. Now we need to know what trig ratio we're going to use. So, what trig ratio has opposite and hypotenuse? Opposite hypotenuse is the sine ratio, so we have to use sine. So we're going to have sine, our reference angle, equals opposite over the hypotenuse. So we're going to have sine, our reference angle is 35, equals, what's opposite? It's x, hypotenuse is 20. Now, sine of 35, you're going to have to use your calc. You later. So here's how you use sine 35. With the calculator, you notice you have sine, cos, and tan. You're going to hit sine, 35, enter. So the sine of 35 is 0.57. So sine of 35 is a number. That number is 0.57 equals x over 20. Next, we have a proportion, therefore we can cross multiply. X equals 0.57 times 20. Therefore x equals 11.4. So again, here are your steps. We'll do another one. If you want to hit pause and take a look at this again, you can, or rewind. So let's try these problems. Solve for x. First step, label our hypotenuse. There's the hypotenuse. Second step, know our reference angle. Reference angle is the degree that's not 90 degrees. So our reference angle is 41. Now we need to relate our variable. How does x relate to 41? It's not opposite. Opposite is over here. There's nothing over here. So this is adjacent. You have to memorize your trig ratios. What trig ratio uses adjacent and hypotenuse? That is the cosine. So we have the cos of our reference angle equals adjacent over the hypotenuse. So our reference angle is 41. So the cos of 41 equals x over 11. So again, cosine of 41. We have to use the calculator. So you go to your calculator and hit cos 41. So, calculator, cos 41 is 0.75. Equals x over 11. Solve for x. Multiply both sides by 11. Cross out. X equals 0.75 times 11. Eight and a quarter. So that's how we solve for a missing side. Here is another problem. So first step, always label your hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is not given, so here's our hypotenuse. Next, label our reference angle. Reference angle is 64. Next, how does the x relate to 64? It is opposite. How does 7 relate to 64? It's adjacent. So opposite over adjacent, you have to memorize that is the tan ratio. So this is going to be the tan of 64 equals x over 7. Again, use your calculator. So what's the tan of 64? Tan 64 is 2.05. So we have 2.05 equals x over 7. Therefore, x equals 2.05 times 7, which equals 14.35. So that is how you use your trig ratios to find for a missing side. If you have any questions, please email me, see me after school or before school.